The smoke tasted like burnt rubber and concrete dust. It stung my lungs, raw and deep. I was flat on my stomach in the alleyway, the rubble still raining down from the collapsed building across the street. My left arm felt useless, just a heavy, wet weight. The ringing in my ears was loud, a high, metallic shriek that drowned out the distant gunfire. I was done. Trapped. I closed my eyes, accepting the heat and the ringing. Then, a massive shadow fell over me. A hand, gloved and strong, grabbed the collar of my vest. It wasn't gentle. It was the grip of a man pulling livestock from a ditch. "Move, Sergeant." The voice was deep, commanding, familiar. Captain Miller, Edraged. Scraping my bad leg through a gap in a cinder-block wall. We collapsed behind a market stall that smelled faintly of rotten fruit and spices. The sudden silence, a relative silence, was deafening. Miller ripped off my helmet. His face was streaked with soot, his eyes wide and yellow from the firelight, but they were focused. "You're lucky, Riley. You just cashed in your last favor." He pulled a field dressing from his own kit and started wrapping my arm tight. I coughed, trying to clear the dust from my throat. "Thanks, Captain. Thought I was buying the farm that time. Save the gratitude. We need to get back to the perimeter." He finished the dressing with a yank. "You need to process out. Your tour is done. Effective immediately." "Done? What are you talking about?" "I have 3 months left." I tried to sit up, but the world tilted. Miller pushed me back down, his expression hardening. Elohe Davai, fiddling with the strap on his rifle. That's when I knew it wasn't about the war zone. It was about home. He sighed, the sound heavy with exhaustion. He looked straight into the flames, reflecting off my eyes. "Riley, I shouldn't be telling you this. Your sister called my personal sat phone," she insisted. "Said she couldn't get through the usual channels." My sister, Clara. She was never one for drama. "What is it? Is it my kid? Is David okay?" Miller shook his head slowly. He didn't use the soft, professional language we used for casualties. He spoke like a man breaking bad news at a wake. "It's Maria. Your wife." He paused, choosing his words carefully. "She filed the papers. Divorce. And, Sergeant, she just gave her house to her lover." The ringing in my ears suddenly stopped. Everything went quiet. The gunfire, the sirens, the distant shouts all faded into nothing. The only sound was the captain's breathing. "Gave ... the house." I repeated the words, testing them. They sounded alien, like a language I didn't recognize. "The house we built. The one I paid for with every bonus check for 10 years. Miller nodded, his jaw tight. "She filed a quitclaim deed. Signed everything over to a guy named Victor Mendez. Says it was a gift made while you were emotionally distant. They got the temporary restraining order, too. You can't go near the property. It was all finalized 3 days ago." 3 days ago, I was fighting for my life in a dirt street, running on 0 sleep and half a canteen, and she was signing away our life. Our home. The home I had been fighting to get back to. A strange, hollow laugh escaped me. It wasn't pain I felt. It was a complete, cold vacuum. The war zone I was in was messy, loud, honest. The one I was going back to was clinical, silent, and "Victor Mendez," I whispered. I didn't know the name. "Who is Victor Mendez?" "Your sister says he was her Pilates instructor, and later, her financial advisor." Miller spat a stream of dust and saliva onto the ground. "She met him at the country club. A Pilates instructor." The irony was so immense it almost made me smile. I took bullets for my country, and my wife lost our home to a man in yoga pants. I pushed myself up, ignoring the throbbing pain in my arm. I felt suddenly strong, galvanized by a focus I hadn't had since my last deployment. The shock had burned away all the fatigue. "The papers," I said, my voice low and even. "They're legal, Captain?" "Looks like it. Your lawyer is already trying to file an emergency injunction, but she signed a waiver." It's a clean sweep, Riley. She took everything liquid. My hands were shaking again, but not from fear or injury. These was pure distilled purpose. The real fight wasn't here. It was back in California. I looked at the captain. I need a ride to the nearest airbase. I need to be on the first flight to the States. I'm processing out now. Miller didn't hesitate. He knew that look. It was the look of a soldier who had just received new orders. Personal orders. Understood, Sergeant. We'll get you patched up enough for the flight. He reached for his radio. But remember one thing, Riley. When you get home, you're not a Marine anymore. You're a civilian. You use the law, not the training. I met his gaze, my eyes cold and steady. I understand the law, Captain, but I also understand how to recover lost assets, and that house is mine. I stood up, adjusting the strap on my remaining equipment. The true danger wasn't the IEDs or the snipers. It was the smiling faces and the legal documents of the world I swore to protect. I had survived a war only to find the real battle waiting for me at home, the kind of betrayal that makes you question every single sacrifice you ever made. But I wasn't done. I was just reassigned. You just witnessed the moment Sergeant Riley realized the war he survived was nothing compared to the war waiting at home. If you felt the absolute, icy shock of that betrayal, you need to be here for the next step. Hit that *** subscribe button, ***, and ring the notification bell to track his every move. Tell me in the comments. If you were Riley, would you focus on reclaiming the house first? Or would you focus on the legal proceedings against the lover, Mendez? Let me know your plan for revenge and justice.